Alright guys, this is summer catfishing at its finest. Hopefully we got some good clips, but these two hit at the same time. So they were both on bluegill heads. One pole started jumping out there. Luckily I had it tied down to the dock, grabbed it, got this guy in. And the second we got this guy in the net, he just tangled up the net like no tomorrow. And then this guy hit the other pole. And so now we didn't even have a net, so I had to grab this one. Alright guys, I think we have something on. It's Labor Day weekend, and unfortunately it goes straight for the dock. But I don't feel any snags, so it'd be good if it didn't snag, but it crossed my other two lines. It's just the problem with fishing with multiple lines. But right now, it doesn't feel snagged. Fingers crossed he doesn't snag on anything under the dock, but I casted it straight out into the channel of the lake. And, oh no, he popped. Oh wait, no, he's still on. He's still on. This was on a bluegill head, I believe. Oh yeah, it's a nice little channel. Try to grab my net real quick. It's either a channel or a blue. We'll get a closer look at him here in a second. Alright, we got him. Good tangled one up. That's a nice channel. You can tell he's a channel because he's a little more dark on the side. He's kind of a tannish color versus a blue. They're pretty dark blue, but if you really wanted to tell a channel versus a blue, we'll see. Oh, whoa. Looks like we got another one on, guys. All right, so we got the channel on. Ooh, this one feels nice. Oh man, this one's like taking drag. Wow, two back to back. Oh yeah, he's taking drag. This is 30-pound monofilament. This is also on a bluegill head. All right, guys. The other net is all. Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh wow. We're gonna have to get the net, Zach. We're gonna have to get the bigger net.
We'll get the. I'll grab him with my hand here. I think he's hooked pretty good. It's a nice blue though. On a. He's pretty tired out. Let me grab my glove. Can you hold this here for a second? Grab my glove. Fortunately, the net guys is all. Boy, don't get off. My net, that other fish that we caught back to back, got all tangled up in the net. So I'm gonna see if I can't grab him. All right, we got him, guys. Nice blue. Let's bring him over here. We got two fish on the deck and summer catfishing for you guys. Late summer catfishing. This is a 4-aught circle, 30-pound monofilament, bluegill head, beautiful fish. All right, let me pop this hook out. Yeah, he was hooked pretty good. Man, two back to back. That was an adrenaline rush.
That one, two nice ones.
There we go, pop the hook out, that 4-aught circle. Let's come over here on the light and get him released. And then we'll go. Let me grab this channel real quick. But this is a nice blue catfish. This is a nice channel. But you can tell this guy has some spots on him, a little darker in color. This guy is definitely a blue. You can also tell by the anal fin. Blues have over 30 rays, where channels have less than 30 rays in their anal fin. But two beautiful fish. And we'll get these guys back in the water here in just a second. I got enough catfish. I caught a flathead channel and blue yesterday that I cooked up, but I think I'm good, and I'll let these guys get even bigger. But I will get him over here to the water. Well, here's the channel. We'll let him go first. There he goes. And now let's get this blue in the water. Nice blue catfish. And there he goes. All right, two good catches, and hopefully we get some more. What is up, guys? This is Zach from Anglers Escape, and today I'm out here on Lake of the Ozarks, and I wanted to make a video on catfishing tips and tricks for the summer. So I had some excellent luck these last couple of days, especially this morning doing some catfishing, and I want to give you guys some quick tips for summer catfishing and also show you the clips of my success in the last couple of days. So the first things first, in the summer I like to go after big catfish. It's a lot of fun. Nothing's better than reeling in a 20-30 pound catfish. I've caught a catfish up to 80 pounds in the summer. But basically I want to show you my rod and reel to start off. So this is a medium heavy rod. I actually got this from Bass Pro. It's called a Cat Buster. But any medium heavy rod from like 7 to 8 foot. I really like the open faced reels because they cast a little farther, they last a little longer than the closed face. But then I usually ring it with 30 to 50 pound monofilament. This happens to be 30 pound monofilament. As long as you have your drag set right, you can usually get in 50, 60 pound fish just on 20 or 30 pound monofilament. There's a lot of snags will up it to like 50 or 60 pound test line. Then from here, I want to show you my terminal tackle. So right here, I have a Carolina rig, which is almost always the rig I'm using in the summer. And basically what a Carolina rig for catfish is, I have my weight, which in lakes is probably going to be about a 2-ounce weight just to get the bait out there. In rivers, I have to use up to an 8-ounce weight to keep it from the current, from washing my bait away. And so then, as you can see, if the fish starts to take my bait, it can freely move the bait without moving the weight, so it doesn't feel as much resistance. And then I have about 1 foot to 1.5 foot leader to my mate or my hook and my bait. So right here I have a 4/0 circle. In the summer I usually don't go smaller than a 4/0 circle when I'm fishing for big blues and channels or flatheads. But here's a nice piece of bluegill. It's about 1/2 of a fish. And this brings me to my next point. In the summer it's great to use big baits. These fish get really aggressive. This morning I caught a 5-pound channel on a bluegill like this big. It was crazy. I had a 10/0 circle. I was waiting for a big flathead or a big blue, and this 5-pound channel just ended up slamming it. Guys, looks like we have a second blue catfish on. This is on the live bluegill actually. So the first one that I just caught was on a bluegill head. This one is on a live bluegill. I mean, it was a pretty good sized bluegill, and catfish is decent sized, but it's not massive. It's another nice blue. Let me go ahead and grab the net here, and we'll get them in for you guys. Alright, got him. Here he is. Nice blue catfish. He hammered a big old live bluegill. But we'll go ahead and let this guy go. But this morning, I actually, on the same piece of bait, I caught a nice blue catfish. And I still got my bait. I'll probably refreshen it here in a little bit. But these bluegill, what you do is you just take a little piece of worm, 4-pound test line, catch a little bluegill, cut them up. I actually like the heads of the bluegill the most. They seem to stay on the hook the best, and they have the most scent. But I would use a 4/0 to 10/0 circle hook, big baits. And the other thing with summer is the time is very critical. So these big fish, they usually like to feed around dawn and dusk at night in the summer. That doesn't mean you can't catch them midday. You definitely can, but midday, they're gonna go way out in the middle of the lake to deeper, cooler water, and they're not feeding as aggressively. So you can still catch them, but it's a lot harder. This morning I had a lot of luck. Last night I had a lot of luck, but middays I haven't been having as much luck. The other thing I wanna point out in the summer is they're really spread out. So in the winter, the bait fish, they're following the warmer water, so they're kind of in a tighter pool. So the catfish are following those bait fish. In the summer, the bait fish are just spread out all throughout the lake. They're shad hatching everywhere. They're all over the place, so the catfish are all over the place. So then you have to cover a lot of water sometimes to find them, or you can kind of sit and wait, and eventually that stray catfish will wander in. But your best bet is going to be drifting along if you have a little boat, and just slowly go like a 1/2 mile per hour and have your baits maybe 5 to 10 feet off the bottom and just kind of drifting along. Today I'm having quite a bit of luck just kind of fanning my baits out. As the day progresses, these fish are going to move farther out into the water in the lake, and I'm not going to have as much luck, but it'll pick up again tonight when they start coming back into the shallows. So I hope you guys enjoy these future clips. And I also want to point out that I have a PDF book that I recently made just kind of on tips and tricks for catfishing. I'll put the link in the description. It's $5, but it shows all my recent catches and what I caught them on, what pound test line, what baits, and a lot of other tips and tricks to help you catch more catfish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, good luck fishing. All right guys, we may have a fish on, and this was on a bluegill head. Uh-oh. I should have been watching a little closer, because this guy has gone all the way under the dock, which means he's probably tangled himself into something. We'll see what we can do, but it's not too promising when this happens. Huh? Don't feel too much resistance yet, so he's staying deep, so he's probably not a gar. He's probably a catfish. Yeah, he's probably a catfish. Oh, that's a nice catfish. That's a nice blue. All right, got him on a bluegill head and a 4/0 circle, I believe. All right, guys, just caught this nice blue catfish on a bluegill head. So we'll go ahead and lift him up here. But here's the bluegill head, and I had him on a 3/0 circle, about 3 or 4/0 circle. Okay, well, that's a nice blue catfish right there. go ahead and get this other hook out of his mouth and then get him back in the water.